Well, good morning, everybody from Hog Haven Family Farms. It is President's Day today, and so we are home as a family, and so taking a little longer to get chores done this morning. Typically, I'm doing this at like 5 o'clock in the morning before I head into work, 5 or 5:30, depending on how I'm doing that day. So today I'm taking things a little slower. I thought I'd have a camera person to follow me along the way and kind of show you what I'm doing in the morning. So I have a bunch of leftover eggs. These are eggs that were either they cracked or that they were just misshaped and or had calcium deposits on the outside of the shell. You know, just eggs that had some sort of defect that we didn't want to sell. And so then what I do is I actually cook them up with the shells and all. You want the shells to be broken up enough that the chickens don't associate them with eggs, so that way they're not going to then see an egg that they laid and then think, oh, that's food. So you want to make sure you break them up really nice. I also threw in some chipotle seasoning, some cayenne pepper, some crushed red pepper in order to help deal with some parasites. It's been a long winter, and so you can kind of see we've got the cattle out here, we've got the chickens, and then the sheep have already been taken care of this morning. So this is the home place. We are keeping the steers in a bowl here to keep them away from the ladies, and so that's the cows that we've got here, and we'll go through and feed them today as well. So I've been dealing with some water issues this year. You can see we've got the red garden hose coming from the house now, just because hydrant is probably going to unthaw here, I would say, in the next couple days, and then we'll keep that unfrozen until we are ready to go. I do have plans this winter to kind of change the water situation here. Thing about Minnesota is that water lines have to be down 8 feet in order to get below the 7-8 feet to get below the frost line. So we're going to move that one because I want this to be a runway, or not a runway, but like a drive-through, so that way we can get through past where the bales are at in the trailer. We'll drive all the way through and turn that into a pasture. So the hydrant that's right in behind that trailer with the bales needs to get split into two. So I'll have one on this side and then probably one, if not two, hydrants on the left around the chicken coop, because that is going to be where I'm going to have water for chickens, water for overwintering sheep, rams, and then I want another water line all the way through to the back pasture over here, so that way I can use that for overwintering cattle in the future. This is kind of the setup for this year. I don't love it. You can tell I've been feeding them some terrible looking hay, so they've been eating the majority of it. But it's I'll plant some corn into it, turn this into kind of a home garden, but it's not something that I want to do year after year. So try to change things around for the future. We're gonna let the chickens out this morning. Super slippery around here. We're gonna let them out. Feed them these eggs. So, chickens! Chickens! So that's a good way to use up defective eggs. Chickens love it. Feeds them back calcium with the eggshells. It also feeds them cayenne pepper, which is good for internal parasites, and they love it. It was actually 4 dozen eggs. You can tell that's not going to stay long for them. Feeding them on top of the ice, I'm okay with that. It seems pretty clean to me. If this was all muck, I would not obviously be feeding them into that. I likely would then get a dish and then feed them out of a dish. But this is nice because it spreads out the birds. They can all get some, and it'll keep them kind of doing their thing throughout the day here. So it's amazing how fast 4 dozen eggs gets eaten up with some chickens. So All right, let's go through. We'll get the cows fed here. You can tell the back side of this is actually restored prairie. So they're kind of just stomping that down and eating all the big blue and little blue and all the heliopsis, all the prairie forbs, hyssop, all those prairie forbs that they're eating. That's Flint, that's the bull, and then the other three are steers. The bull is registered Red Devon. That's what I use. They are grass specific, 100% grass fed. They get nothing but just this terrible grass, and they don't look like they're in terrible shape. So these steers are ready to go in. Sounds like middle of June they'll be going in. So I'll have beef for sale, and we're going to be putting them through some nice lush green pastures before they go to the market. But they have been 100% grass fed the whole way through, and it's been a fun deal for them. So it's kind of nice seeing them get onto the restored prairie, you know, getting some of the grazing side of it, and that way they're just not stuck eating hay right here. So let's go ahead, we'll throw some bales, break these apart, and get these guys fed. So they got moved here over this winter. I did have them out on pasture, and we were grazing out on pasture. But then we were gone for Christmas for quite a few days, and so then had the neighbor coming over to feed. So I wanted to make it as easy as possible. Literally, it's like hay bales right next to them. So I wanted to make it easy. And then we had a really wicked cold snap. Lots of snow here in Minnesota. I mean, we were down below 30 degrees, negative 30 degrees Celsius, and so it just made sense to leave them here next to the hydrant. Even when the hydrant froze, I had access to water from the house with a hose, and so the water setup is really what's limiting me with my setup here for winter. So in the future, we will be bale grazing out on pasture. I just have to have the water situation figured out. They do eat some snow. I noticed these guys definitely did, but we're losing that right now, and there just isn't, there's still snow like out in the trees and not a lot of grass for them to eat at the moment. But yeah, we'll be bale grazing in the future here, but this is what we can do with what we got. So things will be changing, and that's all we've got for today. If you want, I can bring you in and we can give the sheep some hay. Go and see them, and you can see what they're up to. We've got a small flock of tunas. We did have a lamb this January, and so these are primarily show sheep for 4-H for the kids. But we will. They got a little bit of hay there. We're gonna give them some alfalfa. So we got a little ram lamb in there, so which is pretty cool. And so we're learning a lot about sheep. They really like that alfalfa. It's got lots of good protein in there for them. For the ram lamb, also for mom who's milking. And then this is a young yearling right here. And so, of course, they have to get in there and get it all over their heads. But they seem to be doing really well. She's a good mom. It was before we even knew it. She had lambed out just fine all on her own, and so that was pretty awesome. And pretty much everybody missed it. We did have a nice setup over here with a little pen to get baby away, and we could set up a jug for him to be kind of alone, and that worked really well. But up until this moment now, they seem to be doing everything on their own, and it's hard to wean one lamb, so I'm likely just going to let mom wean this lamb on her own and just kind of see how that goes. But he is growing like crazy. See if I can catch him here. So I was able to catch him, but yeah, he's a hefty boy. It's been pretty fun having this guy around. So we will turn him into our ram here, and so it'll be pretty fun to have him around. And we'll be looking probably for another one, just so he's got a friend or a wether. So yeah, he seems to be doing really well, growing like a weed, seriously. All right, well that's all for now from Hoghaven Family Farms. Just kind of a slow morning around here and doing chores. And it's kind of nice to be able to do it that way. Often it's just as fast as I can get in here and get everybody fed and watered and head on down the road to my regular job. And at days like today, I get to just kind of enjoy it and then share it with all of you. So, enjoy the day, everybody. Happy President's Day. And take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. That's what's important in this world. And especially with what we've got going on in the United States, and lots happening. And so I just wish you all the best and stay safe, and we'll catch you later on Hoghaven Family Farms.